Welcome to our special edition of Banter and Bookmarks podcast. It is not a Fantasy Friday, but we wanted to give just a little introduction about ourselves and how we started. We are your hosts. I'm Lindsey.
I am Kelly.
And I'm Katharine.
We all live in the same neighborhood. And Halloween in our neighborhood, instead of the kids coming to our front doors to trick or treat, we all pull tables out to the ends of our driveways so that the neighborhood really kind of has this like giant block party feel to it, right? Like kids are interacting, the parents interacting. It's really, really fun. I love Halloween in our neighborhood. It's such a good time.
It's amazing.
So after Halloween wrapped up, I remember that evening going into my house and thinking like, I need to interact with these women more other than just like seeing each other and saying hi on the street when we're walking around, right? And so the next morning, I sent Kelly a text and I sent our other friend a text.
Shout out. We all know who you are.
And I just was like, hey, if I started a book club, because I've always been a reader, it's like if I started a book club like in the neighborhood, do you think that's something that you guys would be into? And they both immediately were like, yes, do it. We love these women. Let's start something. So we started our neighborhood book club, which to this day is going strong. We meet once a month. I think it's like 9-10 of us. And it's an amazing group of women.
And it's a variety of books.
Yeah.
Like, we do fantasy here, but our book club does every type of genre of book because we want to be inclusive to all the different women that are in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And not everybody loves fantasy as much as we would love to read it.
Yeah.
12 months of the year.
Yeah. And so I think what ended up happening too is like Lindsey her and I started to get closer because we live literally right next door to each other. And one of the things that we found that we had in common was that we both love fantasy. We're both big Harry Potter fans. We have read a lot of the same books. Actually, Lindsey and my husband have read a lot of the same fantasy books, and like we kind of bonded over that. And so Lindsey got me started into reading the ACOTAR series and Crescent City and just like got me into the Massverse.
So proud. I'm so proud.
Yes, she pulled me in. And then we started to read Fourth Wing. And that really, really, we fell in love with it. And so we convinced our book club to do Fourth Wing as one of the books. We were very into it. And Katharine was very into it. We had a couple others as well, but like as the book...
M and R.
M&R
especially.
Everyone else was like, I love that you love this.
They played along. They played along.
Don't you love that line? I love that you love this.
I love this for you, basically. And so we read that. We read Iron Flame together. We did Onyx Storm when it came out. And when I tell you that Katharine, Lindsey, and I met maybe 5 times in 2 weeks.
Not to mention our text exchange was quite literally unhinged at all hours of the night.
And we planned book club usually book club is very laid back. We talk about the book, we drink some wine, we have food, we talk about life. It's a mix. When I say this book club, we prepared a 35 slide presentation.
And I wore a dragon mask.
I dressed up as Imogen. I drew tattoo. We will put a picture up. I had marked tattoos. I did my hair pink.
I mean, Kelly, you were fantastic.
We were unhinged.
Katharine was dressed up in reference to tear. Like we went all out and we just through that week process realized we had so much fun. And Lindsey and I always got together. Her husband would always like make a joke like, you guys should record this. You guys are funny.
You guys are funny.
I watch this, like you should start a podcast. And Lindsey and I were like, hey, what if we do start a podcast? Lindsey has a degree in English. I have a degree in broadcast journalism. I can edit things. I love this kind of stuff. And we were like, yeah, that's great. But we kind of agree on everything too much.
If it was just Kelly and I, we'd be like, oh, do you like that? Yes, I love that.
Me too.
Or, do you agree with that? Yes, I totally agree with that. Like that would all.
Are you guys calling me a dark horse?
So Katharine enters the chat.
Yes. So we were like, you know what? I think if we don't include Katharine, it's a big miss. She'd be bummed because she's just as into this as we are.
You mean I'm just as unhinged as
just as unhinged.
Well, I get a text that basically says, Katharine, we need 15 minutes of your time in person. And like, gone.
But real quick, you guys would not believe the text that happened between Kelly and I before we sent Katharine that, because we were like,
I know what that
would
text
it
was.
be weird? Like, can we text her? Should we just go over there? Like, what should we do?
I am so glad that you guys did that, because honestly, I was like freaking out. I'm like, why
Katharine literally was like, am I in trouble?
am I in trouble? What did I do? Because this is coming off of our Onyx Storm Unhinged Insanity. And I'm like, that was a pretty fun time. What am I in trouble for? What insane theory did I bring? And they were like, okay, we need to meet in person, because do you want to start a podcast? Do you want to like keep this going? Keep this happening? Because we basically said, well, we found our tribe. The three of us, we love reading these books. We love spending, I mean, Lindsey, you and I spent 15 minutes on one paragraph.
Literally
on
one paragraph.
Onyx Storm. We love talking about these unhinged theories. It's so fun. So why don't we start a podcast where we can hang out with each other, drink wine, talk about books, and, you know, have fun. We're having fun talking to each other the whole time. And we're lucky to kind of have this friendship, have this relationship, have the fact that we live in the same neighborhood. So you know what? If you guys don't have this close proximity like we do, come join us.
Join
Fantasy
us.
Fridays.
Yeah.
We're going to do this, and we will be your tribe from here on out.
Yeah, I think that was the main thing for me, is like realizing that we were so lucky that we had, like you said, a tribe like built into our neighborhood. And it's not just the three of us, our whole entire book club.
It's amazing.
It's incredible.
It's
We
rare.
real- it's
I will say
rare.
it's very rare.
And we
And they're
realized-
supportive. They literally are. I am so happy you have this.
Yeah, like I think it's rare. And I think that we're really blessed because of it. And we realize that not everybody has that. Like, and not everybody lives in a neighborhood. Like maybe you live rural and you don't have people around you, or you live in a neighborhood and you have too many people around you, or an apartment complex. Like, we have captured something that at least we feel like is really special, and we want to be able to share that with everyone. So if you don't have your tribe, you can be part of ours. Pour yourself a glass of wine or water or whiskey. We don't care, but just come hang out with us and talk about books. Like, we just really, at the end of the day, want to share that with everyone.
It's hard for women in their 30s and 40s to make new friends, especially if, as almost all of us at book club have moved away from the place that we grew up. And it's hard to build
Except for me.
And me.
But we are definitely the exception.
You are the
to the rule.
definitely not from Georgia. I don't know if you can tell, but this actually a Georgia peach. So I'm not from here. And a lot of, like, we have Chicago, we have Philly, we have people from Atlanta, we have all over, we have Arizona. People are from everywhere.
Griffin,
shout out to Griffin. It's rare. It's hard to do this at this point in your life, because some of you are mothers, some are in a career that's like taking off and doing all these things, and you have not a lot of time to make time for yourself. And this book club for me has been, take a break, get back with people who truly get you and support you and care about you. And even if they don't like the same books as you, love this for you, you know? So we want to share that. And if you're like us and love these books and just like want a group, come and join us. Have a drink,
join us. It'll
have a
be
snack.
Fantasy Fridays.
From here on out.
So
Let's do this.
let's do it.
More to come.
Cheers, y'all.